I purchased two canvases, one from Ross and one from the thrift store. The Ross canvas was torn and ripped at the bottom. So what I did was I purchased it anyway, but I got it for a really good deal, about $5. I got the manager to drop the price down and cut it down. So my plan is to repair the canvas before I begin my painting. And if you can look at the bottom really good, you can see where the rips and the tears are at the bottom, right there in the corner. And there's one obviously on the other side. You probably couldn't see it very well. I went to the dollar store and purchased a canvas and then began to tear it apart, because I only need that material and that fabric to help me with the other piece of what it is that I need to do. So after I tore it apart, I took the canvas that needed the repair, turned it over to see if that piece of canvas would fit across the entire portions that had been torn before. I measured. It looked like it could fit pretty snug in there. So what I did next was I just cut the edges of the canvas just to get it up to have maybe a better fit or better feel, so that when I laid it down, it'll fit a little bit more snug in the areas that I needed the coverage for. After that, I got some handy dandy brushes from the dollar store, Dollar Tree, and the glue, the tacky glue also from the dollar store. And I began pouring the glue around the areas that need to be repaired, trying not to get it into the holes of the different parts because I didn't want it to bleed through to the other side. So what I did was I tried to carefully pour the paint around the areas that needed the repair. And then after I had enough glue, I took my brush and I started to brush the glue around the areas first. And then I would dab it on the other areas that were torn, like so I can try to get those threads to be connected. So I did it on that side and I did it on the other side. Got as much glue down as I could with that tacky glue, just laid it down flat, rubbed it through, and then I put the glue on the edges because I wanted the edges to be extra glued so they don't be waving or torn or away apart from the canvas itself. So I put extra glue down, and I don't know if I put too much because it did kind of wrinkle a little bit on the other side, a little dimple, and that's probably because I did put too much. But you can see still where the little the tears are, but you can't see completely through, which was okay because I was just trying to cover the hole so you could not see completely through the canvas. You can see that dimple right there on the side. But anyway, I still took the Valspar. Love that because it covers so well, and I poured probably more than I should have, but I wanted to make sure that when I painted over the canvas, it would completely fill those holes to the point where you really couldn't even see that the damage was there. After pouring the Valspar paint over the damaged areas, you'll see me rub the brush up against it, the roller. And if you can look at it really well, I just made sure I put extra paint in the holes that existed previously. And if you look at it really good, it looks like it did really well. You can barely notice or even see that the damages actually existed. So it actually worked. It did a good job. I went on and grabbed the other canvas, turned that over, took out my Valspar paint. I didn't pour as much on this one as I did the other one because it didn't need as much because it covers very well, so you don't need that much paint. I went on ahead and poured that over that and covered that one up as well. I took out the fan and let it blow for a couple of hours, only because the paint was so thick on the first canvas, and let it dry. I grabbed my 2 dried canvases and then I placed them on the table in a vertical position because this is how I wanted the painting to flow, vertically. This is my inspiration photo that the client sent to me to give me some ideas of what she was looking for as far as color scheme and her theme. Here you see me spraying the canvases down with water just to prep them to receive the paint. And in the next photo you'll see me, I've already started the painting process. One I didn't really like a lot, I used those 2 blues and was trying to blend them together, but they didn't come out the way that I wanted. The color was completely off and it just did not blend, so I tried to do something different. But I added more of the blue and a lighter blue tone and watered it down a little bit, and I did get kind of what I wanted. I got that blue feel right now, and then I'm going to go ahead and start with my stream of water that I'm going to use in the painting. After getting a little line going where I know I'm going to go ahead and put my water, I thought I'd go ahead and mark the spot where I'm going to start my first waterfall. So this will be a smaller waterfall, and I'm going to start that right above where I'm going to have the river and the water flowing. Now I'm going to go ahead and mark the spot of where I'm going to place the moon that's going to be in the sky with the clouds, and then I'm going to start creating the clouds around the moon to give it that special effect. I gave the moon a little glow, and then you'll see some of the glow throughout the painting or at the end of the painting. But yes, this is where I start to paint my clouds. So now I decided to get started on the trees that I'm going to paint for this painting. I'm going to start off with a dark blue base, like a royal blue base color, and then I'm going to add more color in as I go. But it's going to be painted all around the edges of the painting. You'll see the trees. And right here you see me adding the green on top of the royal blue base, just to give it a pop of color. Just give it a little color. And here I am again, messing with the clouds. Just trying to get them to blend a little bit better, to give them a little bit more depth. Here I'm adding more trees to the bottom portion of the painting. Actually, these trees are going to go around the perimeter of the painting. And again, I'm starting off with my blue base, and I'm going to accent it with the green color as I go. Now I'm going to add the greenery to the blue part of the painting like I did before, to show that pop of color. It's really going to stand out towards the ending of the painting when you see the finished result. But this is me just adding the rest of the greenery to the perimeter of the painting. Now here I am adding white paint to the top of the trees to give it that brilliance that it needs to pop the painting in certain areas. It's the dew that's falling from the water, where the white paint is showing through the perimeters. We're going to do that throughout the perimeters of all the trees in the painting. And it just gives it that extra touch, that extra sparkle that it needs to pop the painting. And here it is, the finished result. I think it came out beautifully. The colors really popped. in a lot of areas. I got this idea for this painting from a Joni Young art tutorial that she did on an acrylic painting that she called Blue Oasis. I think she did a wonderful job. You guys should check her out sometime. Thank you, Joni, for all the wonderful insight on how to get something like this done. I had a great time doing this, and I really, really hope that my client enjoys the painting.